Hi guys, Jason here with Jason's Trucking Info, and if this is your first time here, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you get notified of all my next upcoming videos and all that. And if this is your first time here as well, this channel is dedicated to teaching all truck drivers more things about truck driving, things that maybe you weren't taught, because there's one thing about the trucking industry is it is rampant with lots of misinformation, confusing stuff. Depending on who you talk to in the trucking industry, you might get 1,000 different answers to all kinds of things all around the trucking industry, whether it be how to do logging and how to do all kinds of things, how to chain up. There's several ways to put chains on a truck. Everybody's got a different way of doing things, and because there's no real standards in the truck driving industry, and that needs to change. There needs to be more standards. The DOT comes up with all these rules and regulations, but when it comes to training, there is so much just fast-paced schools where all these companies are doing these really fast-paced, just barely get you trained, barely get you into a truck, and you're kind of on your own after you get out with a trainer. And the trainers don't really teach you nearly as much as they should. You're so quick to get a CDL and get out with a trainer and get soloed or out with your new co-driver that there's so much they just don't teach you. They kind of concentrate just on, shifting. All they concentrate on is shifting and trying to stay within your hours, logging, and how to do stuff the company way on the Qualcomm for picking up and dropping off loads. And other than that, they don't even do a good job of teaching you all the macros and stuff. Like there are so many macros on the Qualcomm. If that's the system you're using at your company, there's other systems as well, and there is so many different trucking companies, so many different systems, and so many different ways of doing stuff in the truck driving industry that it is confusing for the new guy getting into the industry. Whether or not you're a man or a woman, there is just so much coming into the industry that it's just confusing. So I want to try to make videos and do interviews to try to help the new person try to figure out what to do with themselves, try to figure out, kind of what direction they want to go in, and show you all the different things. And I'm not going to rely on my knowledge, because I've been in the industry for 10, 15 years, but I've mostly done dedicated routes. There hasn't been a lot of things. I have a lot of things I still don't know how to do very well. One of my biggest downfalls is following customer directions to get the pickups and deliveries, and finding places in new and strange places. That is probably one of my biggest downfalls. And other than that, backing up a truck, driving the truck, going through mountain driving and all that stuff, I'm good. Trying to make good time, I can do all that. But following customer directions and trying to figure out, how to decipher some stuff, I've learned a lot of things, but there's a lot of things that I have trouble with too. So on this channel, I am going to be concentrating on getting together with other truck drivers, the DOT, if I can get them to sit down and do videos, or any other people in the industry that I can. And that is what my focus is. My focus is to make any videos with anybody or on anything related to the truck driving industry to help you guys to be better. And in the back back of that, I'm going to be learning more too, because I'm going to ask questions about things that I need to learn more, and I'm going to put it on video for you guys. So anyway, this is the kind of thing I'm going to be doing on my channel. And so this is why I made my channel, because there is just so much, such a lack of this is what you got to do in the trucking industry when starting out. And there's this such a lack of training in the industry. Most of the things that you learn in truck driving is learned the hard way. Getting caught at an inspection station, not having done something that you didn't know you were supposed to do because it wasn't properly drilled into you by a trainer or by your company, and you weren't doing it because they might have only mentioned it in like your orientation, and that's the only place you heard it, and so you quickly forgot it because you were bombarded by so much information in your orientation, whether or not that was a one-day thing or a several-day thing for you, depending on which company you're at. Every company has a different methodology of how they go about doing things. Either have their own trucking driving schools that they put you through and have certified trainers, and it's fast-paced. You just got a few days to get things right, to practice stuff, and to kind of get the idea of what to do, and then a few more days to kind of get, you just get a few days to get your CDL learners thing, and then you get a few more days to figure out how to, just have the basic concept down of some of these backing and shifting stuff, and just barely an understanding of trip planning. And then they throw you out with a trainer for 30 days, going to different customers, and sometimes trainers will keep guys for a little longer, or maybe kick them out a little, send them on their way a little sooner, depending on how they feel the new guy is doing. And it's quite crazy just how quickly a trainer will send the new guy or gal out on their way to go out on a truck on their own. And it's just bare minimum training, and you really don't get trained nearly enough. There is so much they don't tell you. They don't teach you about how to deal with situations. I went through I went through CR England and I went through CRST. I went through CRST several years later after CR England to go through a refresher course to get back into over-the-road truck driving. And I never got taught how to chain until I came to the company I'm working at now, where we chain all the time. We will drive through the mountains and chain up, and basically they want us to go as far as we can, and if we have to chain up, we chain up, and the only way we stop is if they close the road or something else. But if we can go, we go. So that is some of the main things that we do here. I have a dedicated route. It's easy. I don't have to figure out new ways to do stuff because it's the same thing all the time. We drive the same roads, swap at the same places. I've been doing this for almost 5 years now, and I haul mail, and it pays really good. And it's allowed me to buy a house, buy a lot of things for that house. I've been able to do a lot of things in the 5 years of being at this company, but there's so much I still don't know how to do. But when I was out with my trainer at CRST, I kept asking him if he was going to show me how to chain, and he yelled at me and said that he didn't have to train me unless the situation came about. Unless a situation came up where where we had to do something, he didn't have to train me on something unless he wanted to. So he was really good about trying to teach me some other things, or acted like it anyway. But when it came to himself. Maybe that's why he yelled at me and said he didn't have to teach me, because he didn't want to admit that he didn't know how. I don't know. Maybe he did, but he never told me whether he did, but he refused to do it. And a lot of these big companies anymore will allow guys to shut down if possible. And it's a big thing. I've heard it's just if you want to shut down because you don't feel safe, they'll let you shut down. But what they don't tell you is if you start doing that a lot just because you don't feel it's safe and you start doing that a lot, you might not get as many loads, and you might get some, be sitting a lot at truck stops and stuff and wonder why. Well, that's why, because if you don't make good time and you are constantly shutting down and being late just because of weather, when other guys will just chain up over the mountains and go, or just do things when you won't, you're not going to get the loads. So anyway, there's just such a severe lack of training on all kinds of different aspects of things. And still to this day, I'm never quite sure that I really fully understand logging, especially paper logs and all the different rules. I always questioning when I have to pull out a paper log and stuff, whether or not I'm doing stuff right, and doing different messages on the people now. There's such a lack of training on this stuff that even a guy who's been driving for years still doesn't know whether or not they're doing stuff right. And they try to ask people, am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? And you'll never get an answer. And so that's what I do not like about the trucking industry, is there's such an undefined, clarified answer to so many questions. And depending on who you ask and how many you ask, however many people will ask, that's how many different answers you'll get. So it really needs to be better clarified on so many things, on some of the simple stuff of what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to fill things out on so many things. So maybe you guys have those same questions. And how long have you been in the industry, and how many things have you figured out there's just no real clear and defined answer? This is the way you got to do things. And then, it just sucks how terrible the lack of training. So that is what this channel is mainly about, is getting down to the root of the answers of where you're supposed to do stuff and how, so that the new people who are looking for answers can find those answers. And I'm going to ask all those questions. I'm going to go right to the DOT and do different videos with the DOT if they'll sit down and do the videos, so I can, and if they'll do a video with me and sit down and I can ask them questions and do interviews and have them on the video show exactly what they expect and the do's and don'ts, then those will be the type of videos I want to get. I want to get the defined answers, the clarified answers on all kinds of questions, because I never got properly trained, and that runs rampant, especially for people who went to schools like CR England, CRST, and hundreds of thousands of trucking companies that are all over this country. With the industry the way it is, and this fast-paced, it's just a machine. These schools are just like a machine. They suck up people who are interested in being truck drivers who don't know what they're getting themselves into. You go to these schools, they go to these companies to become a truck driver, and it's such fast-paced, you don't even know. you don't know what you don't know. Even when you get out and you're doing this, you have no idea what you don't know. That's the problem. You don't know what you don't know. And you don't know who to ask. You don't know how to clarify. You're scared to ask the DOT because you're afraid. So a lot of guys are afraid to ask the DOT because you're scared of getting fines and stuff. But that's the thing. And I think that's something they need to change. They need to make sure that all truck drivers know everything that they're supposed to know and not let this be such a fast-paced learning process where you barely go out with a trainer and you barely do things, and then you're out on a truck out there getting stressed out. Just because you know how to handle the truck doesn't mean that you can handle all the other things. Like, you're learning the hard way about driving around in different parts of the country. There's so many things that go into this truck driving thing, such as knowing when you're going to be going into bad areas that are dangerous, where you can be dealing with people that want to hijack your truck and either beat you up or even kill you and take your truck and your load. And it's just crazy. You watch enough of YouTube videos with all these other truck drivers who've had some really bad experiences, you'll learn that it's not always real safe. Luckily, I haven't had any of those experiences really. Most of my bad experiences are just finding out stuff the hard way, as far as around the truck and keeping logs and just little things, procedures around the truck. And still, there's so much I still need to learn after 15 years of driving mostly shuttle style or dedicated style routes, and only just a couple years, 2 or 3 years of over the road experience, and that was just kind of going to these places and trying to figure out where these places are at, try and manipulate the truck, and just trying to learn as you go. That's what the truck driving is learning as you go. And it shouldn't be that way to the degree that it is. And that needs to change. Anyway, I want to hear your guys' opinions if you've been driving for a long time, what your opinions are on this subject, and if you could leave your comments and stuff, and tell me about stuff that you feel you should know better that you don't know as well, and post that in the comments below. And again, if you like this video, give me that like down below, and if you could hit that subscribe so that you hear about and that bell, hit the subscribe and that bell button so you get notified of all my upcoming videos. And at the end of this video, you should already be seeing a couple different video links showing up on the screen, and a little circle with my face on it. If you hit that, you can subscribe, and then you'll get notified of all my upcoming videos. And I plan on doing a lot more videos on all kinds of subjects, all kinds of things around the trucking industry.